Christmas in 2010, my aunt gave me a science book. In that book, there was a page about the sun, and that page stated that in 5 billion years, the sun would explode and effectively wipe out all trace of our solar system. I was devastated to know that human life and all trace of its existence would be wiped out in one supernova explosion created a thought in my mind, a thought that has affected me every day since. Nothing matters. It didn't hinder me to the point in which I wouldn't be able to form relationships with people, but it was always gnawing at me, making me always acknowledge the futility of my actions. I'd often drop hobbies on a dime under the notion that it was all meaningless anyway. But then, April 5th, 2022, 9:45 p.m., I decided after class to watch a movie that I heard some minor buzz about. I sat in what was a surprisingly packed theater, and I, along with every single person in that room, cried like a baby. I'm gonna be honest, I don't cry a lot, unless you're talking about Megamind, Mitchell's vs. the Machines, Kung Fu Panda 2, Kung Fu Panda 3, Kick-Ass, Swiss Army Man, Interstellar, Into the Spider-Verse, La La Land, Toy Story 3, Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles the movie, Train to Busan, Adaptation, No Way Home, Inside Out, Manchester by the Sea, 8th Grade, Captain Fantastic, Soul, Rocketman, Logan, Shoplifters, Children of Men, Paddington, Stronger, A Ghost Story, Coco, Endgame, Sound of Metal, The Hunt, Do the Right Thing, Mommy, Jojo Rabbit, Her, Moonlight, Meet the Robinsons, Annette, Wreck-It Ralph, The Father, Good Will Hunting, or Dead Poets Society. But even then, only 3 movies have made me weep like how this movie has made me weep. But today we're not talking about those 3, we're talking about the other one, the 4th, the movie that has changed me as a person forever. We're talking about
I am lost in a rainbow, no rainbow is gone. I am lost in a rainbow, no rainbow is gone. I am lost.
I know I can't be unique in this thought process, but life sucks. It seems to be an infinite cycle of misery. Every single day, I wake up at 7 a.m., bike 5 miles to a less than minimum wage job where my salary is dependent on tips, then bike home, sometimes in rain or snow, but always in discomfort, to a place that is breaking down every second that I'm not watching it. I was interested in a girl whose demeanor lit up every room she entered. I lived with my best friends, and every day seemed to go by in a flash, but then I had to leave it behind, all of it, because I chose a career path that was less than profitable, so I'm always left asking, what's the point? That's the opponent in this movie. The ideology of nihilism. Now, I'm not a scholar on the topic. I read something by this dude one time in college, but Oxford Languages says it's the rejection of moral principles and the belief that life is meaningless. After all, the sun will one day explode, killing all trace of our existence. Why indulge in anything that brings us joy? It'll be wiped out one day, if not by some deep impact, then by our own fruition, or even worse, circumstances that we can't control. Happiness is fleeting, so why try to escape the reality of our lives? What's the point? I'll tell you what the point is. Waymond is the point. Waymond, and I'm not kidding, is a top 10 fictional character. He is quick to apologize. He indulges in frivolous, childlike antics, and his wife pushes him around all the time. We've seen that character. We know the arc for this type of character. They get angry at some point. They stand up to some authority figure, and then they have to prove they have balls or something to some other titular character by engaging in some sort of violence. But Waymond wouldn't be a top 10 character if he fell into that same old character arc. Violence is not the only means of solving a problem. Do you know how wars are won? I mean really won. Without bloodshed, it's when your enemy no longer feels the need to shoot. Doctor Strange, Spider-Man 2, Guardians of the Galaxy all end in a means that don't fit the superhero genre. Waymond is a top 10 character because he represents an idea greater than himself. Not perseverance, not sympathy, not hope, but love. At work, I want to end my life, no cap, but occasionally I see someone going on a first date, someone celebrating retirement, a birthday, an anniversary, and I'm reminded that in the deepest pits of hell, love is able to survive without fighting. It's simply a thing that exists all around us. Humans are empathetic creatures. That's why we indulge in art. We're able to identify with people other than ourselves, so regardless of if you feel love or not, there are things out there that can produce that feeling for you. Love manages to exist in this chaos, and yeah, it's all meaningless nothing, but you see, it's not nothing matters, it's nothing matters. These futile attempts at a better tomorrow, these moments where we all seem to understand one another, it's nothing, and nothing matters. Kindness, love matters. 10 out of 10.